Good morning, everyone. Welcome. And we're going to start this extravaganza in about a minute. So get your coffee ready. We're going to start some creative conversation starting now.
Seconds.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
How dare you!
Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore, your morning dose of creative conversation and coffee with your host, Brian K. Morris, independent publisher, freelance hybrid author, award-winning playwright, Facebook famous YouTuber, and former mortician's assistant. Get ready to start your day off right.
Good morning, everyone. How the heck are you? Welcome to the Wednesday, January 26, 2022 edition of Nevermind the Furthermore with me, author Brian K. Morris. Hi, everybody. And we are nearly fully caffeinated and ready for this conversation with y'all. But before we do, we want to thank everyone who's watching, whether you're live or on the rerun. If you're watching us on the rerun, leave a comment, especially on YouTube, and we'll try to reply to it. But anyone else, you'll take what you get. No, seriously, we're glad you're here. We hope you're having a good Wednesday so far. Ours is pretty good, getting some work done. And first thing we're going to get done now is the Attitude of Gratitude period, where we say thank you to Jeffrey Hayes and Plasma Fire Graphics. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you. Did you see all those great images just now flashing across your screen? Well, those are paperback covers that Jeffrey Hayes has done for other publishers. And his is a name that opens doors, let me tell you. So check out Plasma Fire Graphics on Facebook, and then their Plasma Fire Graphics page at plasmafiregraphics.com. Pardon me. And it's nothing to sneeze. You can cough, but you can't sneeze at the prices that are so very independent creator friendly. You'll love dealing with Jeffrey too, and we've got a special thing coming out this very Friday that you'll be excited about. We'll be talking about it on Friday morning from Stormgate Press, featuring Jeffrey and myself. So definitely check it out. Check out plasmafiregraphics.com also, and thank you, Jeffrey, for sponsoring the show well over a year now. And we're grateful to have him. We're proud to have them as our friend and as our sponsor. As Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you, because it definitely matters to your readers. We're also a part of the Rising Tide Broadcast Network, a group of like-minded individuals. They're providing entertainment and illumination 7 days a week. Now, Wednesday night, let me think. I think we've got the night off tonight. So anyway, but soon you're going to see R&D Gaming from Rick Bradley and his son Donovan, and it's all going to be about old school gaming versus new school gaming. I think everybody's going to like this one. It's going to be a lot of fun. Rick and Donovan have a great relationship and great senses of humor, so it's going to be a fun show to watch. And then tomorrow night is Comic Book Spectrum at Thursdays at 7 p.m., 6 p.m. Central on this Rising Tide Broadcast Network. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll be joined by, Brian Robin. We're hoping he'll be there. Poor guy's having another asthma attack. Clyde Hall will be joining us along with Eric Hawkins and Joe D. McPhee. It's going to be a lot of fun. And it's the comic book show for people who don't really like comic books. It's a lot of people do dig it. And also, we do have a show today. It's Dr. John, the original gangsta. Sometime this afternoon, John Celestri, the great animator, will open up his files, draw for you, and reveal secrets that'll help you kick your creativity up to the next level. Good stuff. But anyway, check out the Rising Tide broadcast page on Facebook for a current. We're going to be putting up a current agenda soon that you can follow, and also please give that page a like if you would. And also, if you enjoy any part of this video, be sure to like it, hit the thumbs up on YouTube, and or the like on Facebook, whichever you want, and be sure to give us some sort of reaction for this video if you would. It helps us in the search arguments later on, and it's just a cool thing to do. And don't forget, if you're on YouTube, don't forget you can subscribe to this this broadcast. All you have to do is just ring that, hit that little subscribe button, and then do vile, unspeakable things to the little bell that pops up later. It's really fun. Anyway, I think that's everybody, but yeah, we're wearing the hoodie today because dang, it's cold out there. It was 0 when I saw Cookie off to work at 5 a.m. this morning, and I'm looking at the clock now. It has actually dropped a degree. Holy cats, what's up with that? It is now minus 1 degree here in Lafayette, and it's supposed to warm back up into double digits, or at least in the low double digits later today when we make our comic run. But it's pretty unpleasant out there, and I know we're not the only one. So anyway, we are going to hit your comments now. And who should be in the door first thing but Nicholas Tockert himself? Friday nights, the Historical Fencing Guild, best hour of fighting you're going to see all weeks. It's good. It's good stuff. Nick, good to have you here. Nick, good morning, Nick says, good morning, Nevermorian, says, the ice yetis stride merrily through the winter barren fields, and the frost steals the breath of the unwary. I hope you are all staying warm. I am. I've got my my pot full of ambition there. So, but we've gotten some writing done today, getting a proposal for an anthology done. Then going to start on a short story soon, and I'm currently doing research for what could be a bunch of short stories and a novel later on this year. So, what have you all gotten done today? I'd like to know. I'm hoping you're working and getting closer to being able to declare your independence. All right. Anyway, Nick, glad you're here. And Carl, glad you're here too. Good morning, Nick. I am seeing from my little space heater today. Brr, where is my hat? Oh, I hear that. And Teresa Dunn, good morning to you. Mwah. I know she's freezing. She just told me so earlier. Said, good morning, Brian. Nevermore. It's hump day. That's right. Today's the day to be humping. And it's also a new comic book day. What are we? Let's see. I'm looking at my schedule here. We might get Action Comics and Superman 78 based on the Christopher Reeve movie series. And that's been a really enjoyable read. Plus, there's all kinds of stuff that may come out today. New Saga, Amazing Spider-Man, Detective, Justice League. And by the way, tomorrow night, we may be addressing the rumor, which is not a rumor anymore, that the Justice League will die in a couple of months. So, but Doctor Strange, Devil's Reign, Human Target, Deadly Class, Gunslinger, a Harley Quinn book, Teen Titans, Task Force Z, Mary Jane and Black Cat, Avengers Forever, Star Wars, Superman and Robin. I've got to pick that up because I like those guys. Cowboy Bebop, Hellboy, there's a name you don't hear very often. Invincible Red Sonja, He Who Fights with Monsters, Sheena, Queen of the Jungle, Seven Swords, Lady Death, Girl Scouts, Usagi Yojimbo, Star Trek Picard, let's see, Space Bastards, I like that title, Back Issue Magazine, possibly Knights at the Dinner Table, Fright Night, and The All-Nighter, and from Silver Sprocket, Everything Sucks. That's intriguing. A Zorro book, 2 Zorro books, 3 Zorro books. Holy cats, there's a lot of them. Archie Milestones and the Three Stooges. It looks like there's some good stuff coming out, so definitely get to your comic book shop today and give them what for, especially if it means your money. And from Odessa Small Press Publisher, Saturday nights at 10 p.m. on the Rising Tide Network. How you doing, Guy? Glad to see you, Joe D. McPhee. Good morning, all. Good morning, Brian and Madam Executive. Hope things are well. They are frost-covered and slow to move, but maybe that's just me. And are you looking forward to my appearance tomorrow on CBS? I may be in a gloomy mood. Oh, I hope not, dude. Well, just because they're killing the Justice League and canceling one of your favorite titles, I don't know why you're upset. I'm just sorry I have to be the harbinger of bad news, my friend. And hey, Jody from Carl Wisman, hijacking the stream for a moment. Yes, if you are my Facebook friend, and I am, Check out the video I made yesterday to unbox. Oh, I saw that. That was awesome. Check out the video Carl made yesterday to unbox his Amazonia comic and talk about supporting other creators. Thank you, Carl. Now, Carl's great. One, he answered a cigar question for me I needed for the Terrors. He answered it quickly and accurately, and gave me some options, which was really kind of cool, which I immediately incorporated, Carl, thanks to you. But anyway, please check that out, because Carl got a copy of Amazonia, and he's not a comic book fan, our Carl, but we may convert him one of these days. I think we will. And I'll be a good book. I need to get on that myself, Joe. Anyway, the minute and a half of silence at the beginning was Donna's favorite part. Carl, welcome to the club now. Now, Ted Davies holds the record with 25 minutes, I think it was. He did almost his whole broadcast with the sound muted several months ago. And I'm phoning him. I've got his phone number. I'm trying to reach him. He's not near his phone. Sending him texts, sending him DMs. It's like, hey, Ted, check your mute. And he took it with the appropriate amount of good humor. He laughed on the air, killed the broadcast, and threw himself in front of a moving bus. But anyway, and Gloomy Joe, yes, that's what I want to know. We know, as Brian Rodman would say, get well better, friend. What's with the doomy glooms? And she probably was the one who muted the mic, since she is your sound engineer. And Gloomy, I have to say goodbye to a new old friend today. I am sincerely sorry to hear that, Joe. And may all the memories be golden, seriously. And sorry to hear that, Joe. And that one, stupid DC Comics, yeah. Yes, today is the last day you can purchase Wonder Girl comics, which, Joe, I've got to say, Joe makes me want to read it. He's been on Comic Book Spectrum off and on, and he's, I have a feeling tomorrow's show may be hijacked after a while. With Joe venting about Wonder Girl, but no. And check out from this was Small Press Publisher a couple Saturdays ago. He had a very thoughtful analysis of bean counters in comic books. Unfortunately, they're a necessary evil, but yeah. Anyway, if that's the friend I'm thinking of, I thought somebody's dying or something. And why would I bring up the death of a real person? I have concerns about other stuff, but my comments were specifically related to Comic Book Spectrum. That's good. Yeah, I thought for a moment, it's like, oh my God, did you lose someone to COVID? I'm sorry, dude. I've had a couple people just get infected with it. It's getting closer, unfortunately. And sign of the time, someone tells me they have bad news, and I immediately wonder which celebrity is gone now. Yeah. And this morning, Carl, I just happened upon Meatloaf's last video. I guess he was doing a series of videos, and it sounds like he, like Meatloaf, the singer Meatloaf, who just passed away last week at the age of 74, that he was looking forward to anticipating serious back surgery. He's led a life, and I don't know if that was part of it, or there is Howard Stern is trying to introduced the narrative that Meatloaf passed away from COVID, and he is urging Meatloaf's the Aday family to publicly come out and urge people to get vaccinated, which is not a bad thing to do anyway. And since you want to talk real life, I'm a bit worried about a family member having minor surgery, but you're not supposed to be consumed by it. Well, Joe, I hope that goes well. I mean, it's never fun, but whatever it's for, remember the person's surrounded by doctors, so that's a good thing. And good luck to them, Joe. I agree with Carl. Yes, good luck to your family member there. And celebs are people too, regular to a select few. I don't know. There's a certain aspect if you take into account the conspiracy videos that they cease being human and become reptilian after a certain point. But anyway, Girl Wisdom says, I need to make up a Sports Center logo, and Joe and I will do a pregame show for BK Stream. Oh, that'd be funny. Joe, or rather Carl, we could do that. You can hop in here before I get here. I'll start the show a little bit later, and you guys can have an analysis of what stupid things I'm going to say. And here's an update. Make sure you watch Michaela J's Morning Motivations. I've got to see those. She's fantastic. And I'm sorry we didn't do the Tidbits and Scribbles Monday night, but hopefully we'll do it this coming Monday. I like doing that show because I get to hang out with Carl and Donna and Michaela and other people. But you keep mentioning over and over again. I can hear it as a cry for help, Joe, that you want to do prose. You're souls, but you are fearsome. You're fearful about doing so, kind of like asking the prettiest girl in school out, but you want to so desperately. I can tell with every keystroke. And maybe one time I will host maybe a clever title pending soon, where we talk about comic book writing. And when I do, I'm going to want you to chime in too. I've got a couple other people I'll ask about that. So anyway, and Sarah, morning to you, darling. Mwah! Sarah is here. We are so happy. And anyway, hope you're having a good morning so far. Yes, good show. She wakes me up. Sarah, Carl. And Sarah can be a correspondent on the NFT Center. There we go. You stack the place. We have it on good account. Brian's going to say something stupid about COVID. And I'm confused. That's what you get for showing up a minute late, Sarah. Things happen around. Or actually, you were here before the show started. Nick Tucker says, sorry for the lag in response. It is Wednesday, and that means a new cyber tacto is in the work, but Patreon is having a massive surgery until the 11th, so it takes a while, but input helps. Yeah, that's right, they are. Supposedly it's going to be nicer for us, but we'll see. And yes, cool. Hold on. Okay, no FCs now. Anyway, Sarah's laughing mocks us with her laughter. And don't try and figure out, Sarah, just go with it. That's right. As Ultravox used to say, don't ask for explanations. There's nothing left you'll understand. And from this is Small Press Publisher. Sorry, Carl created a new show before NFT. And never mind the furthermore, I say NFT now. It's got me doing this thing, which is like ESPN Sports Center, kind of working out the kinks to it. Oh, good. We can do it on here. And hey, everyone. And what's up? Yep, Carl. And there's Donna. Good morning, Donna, Carly. Mwah. Glad to see you in Showtime. And late breaking news. Getting closer to finishing the inks on this sketch for Trish Bankston. Yay. And be sure to check out Trish's Kickstarter campaign. I don't have it on here. Darn it, I gotta do that. But I don't have it on here. But please check it out. I believe it's her first comic book. She and her husband are putting together something really cool. And there he is of Stormy8Press.com, Charles F. Millhouse. Good morning to you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Looking forward to Friday. And I saw you sent me something, and I saw it just as I was leaving the laptop. And tacto is a term for the information that is transferred between sword fighters when they make contact with blades, says Nicholas Tockard. It is distinct. Cyber Tacto is my weekly Patreon-only blog, which makes this a good time to remind you that I have a Patreon subscription, and our Patreon subscribers really help us stay on the air in style, and they're also going to be featured in my upcoming books and publications. We got a lot planned for this year, and we've also been hitting a few of them up to give me some names for some of the characters in the terrors that's coming up. So please check out patreon.com/Brian K. Morris. And also Nick Tockard has a Patreon. Cindy Kep has a Patreon, CKOEPP.com. And several other people, Damian Waldron, a whole bunch of great people have active Patreon accounts. And it's you give us a monthly subscription, $1 or more, and we give you stuff. I just posted Every Blog Deserves a Name yesterday. And then I've got a second one coming up tomorrow. The problem was I set something up and I set in a link to something that greatly amused me. Unfortunately, in the hours since I found it and the hours that I went back, they had put up a paywall. So I don't know if it's still there or not. So I rewrote the article to recap it because it was something cool. But if you want to join my Patreon, again, that is, let me find the place. No, that's not it. That's not it. Yes, it's www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris. And for at least $1 a month, you get to read my blog. And if you do $5 a month, you get to read The Terrors before it comes out. It's the first draft. How awful is my first draft, you ask? It ain't bad, actually. It turned out well. So anyway, that's information we could use. Thank you, Nick Talkert. And yeah, says Carl, nods like he understands. Oh, you get it. So literal sword fighting contact over the web about what I'm doing next, hence Cyber Tacto. Okay, that makes sense, Nick. Looking forward to it. And too much braining right now, but cool. I know some of us got up early, Sarah, and we've been drinking coffee, so we have an unfair advantage. Don't worry about it. I can't sustain it in my case. And like the show, please. Sarah wants you to like the show. And thank you, Ryan Permisson, for liking. And thank you, Clyde Hall, for loving this show. So if you're on YouTube, please give us a thumbs up. And please give us a like or love or mock me with your laughter on Facebook, one or the other. And right now, we've got more people on YouTube than we've got on any of my other channels combined. Holy cats, that's amazing. And good morning. Speaking of amazing, there's Eric S. Hawkins, the Pro Slayer. How you doing, Eric? Good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. And notice how politely I asked instead of bring out the cat of nine tails. Well, maybe you need to bring out the cat of nine tails because that saves some people some money downtown. And put my light, got more coffee, fresh hail bale at the ready, bot smashing hammer at my side, says Carl Witzman. Well, we hope you have a lazy morning today. I'm not optimistic, but I hope. And Nick Talkert, as I've gotten off caffeine and gotten a more fixed sleep schedule due to my new meds, my mornings are opening up. Well, that's good. That's good. I have to admit, I am finally acclimating to Cookie's new hours. It took me, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks? Seems like more. But I am actually now getting to bed around 10 o'clock. I'm shooting now for 9. Which means I'm likely to fall asleep at the end of Comic Book Spectrum on Thursday. Please tune in to find out if I do. But no, I'm getting acclimated. I'm waking up at 4, not minding it too much. In fact, we have moved our clocks back a little so that we can get up like a couple minutes earlier and get a couple extra things done in the morning, and we're not quite so rushed making breakfast and getting her out of here. So. The things we do for our loved ones. And epic, says Sarah, indeed. And good morning to Davies Artistry. Good morning to my friend. Good morning all from the frozen tundra. Ooh, -13 wind chill. Woohoo. Well, at least you got coffee there, brother. And I've got a fresh pot of yours too, by the way. Liking the blends. I really am. Thank you so much, Ted. Oh, I'm telling you. Coffee, God's greatest invention. And John B. Pica says, hey there, friends and foes. Good morning, John B. Pica, johnpica.com. Morning, Multiverse. Happy New Comics Day. What are you picking up at the local comic shop today? Well, there's so many things that are behind schedule. I'm waiting for the 3rd issue of, Vampirus Carmilla. That never came out, at least not in my area. I'm gonna check. See, this week we are expecting Action Comics number 1039 and Superman number 78, number 6, plus Knights of the Dinner Table, but they're 3 months behind. They did move one book out of the way, but let's see. What am I missing? There were a couple things. Like I said, Countess Carmilla. Okay, got that. Yeah, Countess Carmilla. We never got that here, and that's about 2 weeks late. But anyway, hopefully that will show up today. And I'm hoping to get Superboy and Superman and Robin today. And let's see what else we got. Oh, there's all kinds of cool stuff coming up. So anyway, but yeah, tomorrow we will probably be talking about Justice League of America, the death of the Justice League, tomorrow night on Comic Book Spectrum. So please join us, and also check out Back in the Stereo Box, that great network. They've got some super shows, and check out Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern, and see what John is eating that morning, what pajamas he's wearing. God, I hope he's wearing pajamas. Anyway, and also Saturday night, don't forget, From the Desk of Small Press Publisher Joe D. McPhee at 10, and then Stupid O'Clock at 11, followed by Last Man Standing with Dan Holofield. And -20 here. We're colder than the north. It's possible, given weather patterns, it is possible for you to be considerably colder. Now, are you talking about wind chill or physical degrees? I don't know what the wind chill is here, but I'm afraid to look, frankly. But I know the temperature, according to my gauge that I'm seeing in the lower right-hand corner here, says -1. Let's see if we can get any more information on that. All right. And wind chill advisory. Gee, that's a shock. Anyway, we're at -1. And share, thank you for sharing this, Ryan Permisson. Good morning, Nevermore. How are you? We are well. And check out Anna Maria Salvaggio, Renmelian. We love her. She is awesome. And she's a great creative lady. And you'll get to see her on, and I quote, this Saturday at noon Eastern. Wonderful person. And good morning, my fellow Brian and Nevermorians. Let's shake off the first half of the week and get ready for the hump day, that is. Hey, hope you're feeling better this morning, man. It's good to see you. Oh, man, being worried. And here he is, the one, the only, but he's not the late, Joe Dog McKeel. Rumors of my demise have been greatly exaggerated, although the desire to plot beneath a large stone and expired was greatly considered. I'm returning to the realm of the living and desire shenanigans. Well, you've come to the right place, brother. We're glad to see you're doing better. I was going to check on you today. Make sure that that if you haven't passed from this mortal plane, or if I'm in the will. Anyway, subscribe to the Nerd Culture channel on YouTube for great nerdy content. It's filled with it. You'll love it. And good morning, ladies and germs. Grant Lankard, glad to see you here, sir. Hope you're doing well. And in case you missed it, check out And I Quote with Glenn B. Fleming from last Saturday. Great interview. Check that out on the YouTube channel. And it was -9 earlier. Ew, Nick, ew. And again, I hope you're talking wind chill, because I think physical temperature was, not counting the wind, was 0 when we woke up at 4. But since then, it's dropped down a degree or 2. Oh, welcome to Indiana. And good to hear that you are better, Joe Dogs. Yeah, seriously, man, you have been missed. I'm seriously telling you. And be sure to check out the latest episode of Boba's Weekly Bounty with sci-fi writer Mary Fan of Crazy 8 Press. Those are the people that, along with Becky Books, put out this wonderful volume, an examination of the that's the bat signal there, of the Batman TV show from 1965 with Adam West and Burt Ward. And I have an essay in that book, so please check it out. I'll be glad you did. And Facebook user, this is Brian Rahman, says, well, I'm officially in the quarantine zone in my bedroom. Luna and Beasley are not happy that Daddy is off limits to them. They missed their scratching pole. And getting tested today, but playing the game of, is it asthma or is it COVID? Let's pray, folks, let's pray it's asthma, seriously. Well, that's how I felt Saturday night. I don't know if you knew this, Brian, but I got I think you did, that I got, see, I'm of the age now, everyone over 50 should, if you have gotten chicken pox when you were young, you should get an inoculation for it. It's a 2-stage inoculation, just like the Mycrona Cyrus, in that you get your first shot, and then 2 to 6 months later, there's like a 6-month window, and you can get your second shot after that, and then you're good for about 4 or 5 years. And I got my second shot, and I got deathly ill Saturday night. And my first thought was I had enough symptoms that I was seriously considering it was COVID, and I was going to stay away from my honey. She wasn't having it, though. But I got rid of it within 24 hours, so I'm sure it was not. So anyway, get better, brother. We miss you. And Ryan Permisson says, in case you missed it, check out the latest episode of And I Quote with Candace O'Leary, an amazing lady and a wonderful, wonderful artist. I love her, and that was a good interview. Glad she got her moment in the sun. And on the writing front, more than half done on the Return of the Mad Gasper Cheater. Yes. That's why I like seeing Carl. And then you do the sequel to that. And thanks, Carl, says Joe Dog McKeel. And it's been scientifically proven that people who don't like this video don't wash their hands after using the bathroom. Exactly. That's right. And people will know. They will know, and you will face the scorn of your peers. Thank you for reminding everyone, Grant. That's science you can count on. And kind of knocked over right now, so not much done yet today. Well, you've been working pretty hard lately, so you're entitled to a little bit of a moment of rest. And praying for you, bud. Praying for you too. And Ryan Permison says, if you're a content creator and want to be a guest on And I Quote, we are live Saturdays at noon Eastern, but if we need to re-record, we can do that for you. If we're in a conversation, you can promote your project. So sign up at that Calendly address there. And the Justice League dying. Someone send Amanda Waller a congratulations card. That's true. That's true. And Zorro, yes, Zorro. American Entertainment, which put out a couple of books that I've been picking up. They've been reprinting old Underdog comics by Steve Skates, and they did like some news stories with a buddy of mine, Matthew Hansel, from up north a bit. And what else? Oh, they did a beautiful Mighty Mouse 5-issue series with writing by the guy that's been doing the Scooby-Doo Batman team-up book, which is lovely book, lovely writing on that. So yeah, and some of the Zorro stuff, I don't know any of its original. I do know I picked up one. I just flipped through one issue, and they were reprinting some of the old Dell stories, which were beautiful to read. Anyway, good morning, Nevermorians, from the Jackson house. Everyone have a great day. Big hugs. Kathy, that's you. Anyway, much love to you guys. Oh, that's right. Oh, you have at least one that came down with the cooties. Been putting in the prayers, love. And please, all you guys, stay healthy. I need you, okay? We're gonna be hitting the road soon. We gotta have shenanigans. And hey there, Grant, says Carl Witzman and Kelly Austin. Mwah, part of the Stormgate Press team. Hello, fellow writers, artists, and other worldly creatures arising from slumber. Question, please. I'm writing my pulp supernatural / monster book, nearing the end. Yes, good for you. How do I know when I cross the line too much into the supernatural, risking the dominant part of the story, which is pulp being lost? Well, Kelly, I welcome everyone's input on this, and we will come back to it as I read more stuff. But my view on this, Kelly, is that pulp is more of the style of writing and not necessarily the content per se, in that it's a more fast-paced, less effusive version of a more literary style, if you will. And so as far as supernatural and monsters, I don't know that you can get too far over the edge with that. But as far as there is a such thing as pulp horror. There is a thing as, pulp adventure, pulp romance, pulp science fiction, you name it. So it's not necessarily, it is a genre unto itself, but by the same token, it is also more the style of writing like you have, and that I have, that's a bit more fast paced than, say, Mary Shelley or Jane Austen or Bram Stoker. So I say supernatural it up, but we welcome your comments too. Please add them. And great news, audio version is now available on Spreaker.com for And I Quote. Check out those episodes and bring Cookie home. Yes, Ryan, I plan to do that. And I'm looking forward to seeing when Zorro fights Cthulhu. If it weren't for the fact that, well, here's the thing. My understanding is that Zorro might be in the public domain, but Walt Disney Corporation manages the company that manages the copyrights, and they are very litigious. So I would not be trying to do a Zorro book anytime soon. However, Johnston McCauley, who did create Zorro, has created a number of other characters. I didn't realize how prolific the man was. In fact, I'm currently reading one of his books. It's really good. So we'll see. Plastify Graphics is doing the cover to my next volume of Tales of the Decoverse. Good, John. Good. Yeah. Oh, man, that's exciting. So anyway, getting back to Sarah's comment, you could create your own sword adventurer, And hello there, says Michaela Jade. Hop over to my reader group, The Mercenaries, on Facebook for every post. I then share it to my YouTube page, so get double exposed. And if you want to expose yourself to Michaela, anyway, no, we don't do that. Anyway, Facebook user, yes, the Justice League will die for a couple of months and they'll be back because that's what DC does. And they wonder why manga is out selling comics like crazy. Exactly. Well, and also, not a coincidence, it is around the 30th anniversary of the Death of Superman event, which was a game changer. That was 30 years ago. version of Superman or two ago. And what happened was every year the Superman writers, they had really tight continuity between the books back then. And what happened was they would have a summit every year where the writers and the artists and the editor would get together and they'd plot out the basic framework that they would all be working under for the next year's worth of Superman books. And Superman appeared in more than one title. So it was like Superman, Action, Justice League, um, Superman, Man of Tomorrow, Superman, Man of Steel. Anyway, 5 different titles that they had to coordinate. And every year, somebody would say, well, the editor, Mike Carlin, would say, well, what are we going to do this year? And so somebody would always say, kill Superman. And everyone would laugh and they'd move on and plot the year. Well, one year, somebody said that, kill Superman. And Mike Carlin said, okay, let's talk about that. And they planned this big event that would lead up to the death of Superman, then no Superman titles for a couple months. Then they'd bring back Superman, but with different versions of Superman in the 4 titles. One was a Punisher type, one was a half human, half mechanical one was a Superboy, and the other one was a completely unrelated person, Steel, if you remember the movie. This is better. But anyway, then Superman did work his way back. And I love the issue in which he did it. He basically didn't have all his powers yet. So he's traveling from the Fortress of Solitude to back to America. And everyone thinks he is dead. Everyone thinks Clark Kent. Everyone knows Superman's dead because they had a public funeral. Everyone thinks Clark Kent is dead too because no one's seen him, of course. And so, the heroes are standing on the shore, and there's this big, giant, waddly robot coming out of the water, and they're all like, "Oh my God, we've just found we have a traitor in our midst, and things are going terrible, and we're at our weakest yet. What could, and next Coast City is going to be destroyed." And then the thing opens up, and it's Superman, and he jumps out, and he just looks at them and says, "Coast City in danger? Over my dead body." I love that sort of thing. Anyway, but yeah, this is the 30th anniversary of that event. DC may be clearing the way. Now, they're coming back, people. There's this movie with Gal Gadot. There is a TV series with Tyler Hoechlin. How long do you think you're going to keep him dead? But anyway, for the original Death of Superman, CNN ran an article about it because DC sent out a press release, as they always do on these events. And it was a slow news day. So it got top priority. And people who weren't familiar with comics were thinking, oh my God, it's going to be a huge success. And I'm going to buy a copy and I'll be able to send my kids to college on it. So anyway, what they failed to realize, they printed about 7 million copies of it. And I'm not underestimating it either. Ryan Permisson said, we mentioned BKM a lot last week, and I quote, "Oh dear. And now I am reaching out to more of your friends to be future guests." And I quote, "Better take some shots there, Brian. Drink up." On my way, Ryan. Yeah. Yeah, I have the kind of reputation, Ryan, where people, say, "Hey, Brian, you were mentioned on my show the other day." I was like, oh, God. Oh, what now? Anyway, sorry to hear that, Joe. Yeah, definitely sorry to hear that, Joe. And I just heard Daniel Cherry quit DC last week. I saw that too. Daniel Cherry was the, I guess he wasn't really a publisher per se. Jim Lee is still the publisher, but he was like a chief creative officer, kind of like a successor to Jeff Johns. I'll have to do the research for it tomorrow night. But he was the architect of a lot of the future state stuff, which was taken over from 5G. We can talk more about it tomorrow night before I go off on another tangent. Yeah, I just saw that a couple days ago that he had left. I didn't realize he had, which is a shame because I liked his attitude, if not his direction. So, but I saw that on Bleeding Cool, and they're saying that he might have gone back to work for Kanye West. And I was like, oh, dude, you were trading up. Anyway, look forward to the next episode of Comics Unlimited. Hopefully that's tomorrow morning. I keep forgetting that's on. And good morning, Nevermore. It's Rick Bradley. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. And Michaela talks about exposure. Hi there. Yeah, I know. And where do our minds go, Carl? And I think my COVID made my sinuses crazy sensitive. Wow. And that's not the usual response that, I hear. If anything, it it rewires your brain. So uh, you lose your sense of smell and taste. But if you do, there are methods being used that are basically retraining brains to recognize smells and tastes again. So just it's happening. And join us live Thursdays, says Ryan Permison, for Bobo at 8 p.m. Eastern for Boba's weekly bounty with Thomas Carter Rochester of Lights Thunder Action. Check it out. And if you want Ryan to be on your show, I think you better ask him. He would love to be there. Have a great day, everyone. Let's be productive. Ryan, already on it, sir. You have a great one. And not going to happen, says And now for a contrary point of view, we'd like to introduce our correspondent, Jody McPhee. And he's like, Brian, you ignorant slut. Anyway, going into listening mode, Sarah, we love you. Wow, you can hear that all day, right? And Brian, why haven't you done a masterclass style video on comic book writing? That's on my bucket list of things to do. Because there's a dearth of things out there. And as I keep saying, writing a comic book good is a lot harder than writing a novel. Because in a novel, unless the publisher has given you a word count, you've got all the words in the world that you can use and as much space as you need to create a book. And in fact, as long as you keep it under 800 pages, Amazon will still print it. So anyway, hi Carl, didn't see your hello. Hello, Grant Lankert. And speaking of manga, my goodness, I've gone an ADHD rabbit trail. When I'm back on CBS, hopefully tomorrow, I'll have some things to say and mansplain poorly about the topic. Yeah, I saw your post about that in our little chat group, and that's exciting. That manga might even predate well, it does predate. I knew it predated American comics, and I knew that they had a superhero long before Superman. So anyway, and hello, beautiful Keisha Akoff. Mwah! She's saying hello, beautiful people. We love you, Keisha. And Robin is taking excellent care of me this morning. She blessed me with a big serving of hazelnut coffee. God bless you, Robin. We love you too. Oh, that's why I'm fouling up Keisha's name. We love you, Keisha. And you're doing it on Facebook. Look out, Keisha. You know what Facebook says. You can't call us beautiful. Anyway, Damien Waldron, back from the wilds of the Entropic Cascade, come the one and only me. Damien, how are you this morning, my brother? Good to talk to you. And Carl Whitson, please don't forget to like this video on whatever platform you are on. Thank you, Carl. Thank you for the reminder. And hi, people. How are you? Fonts of creative juice. I am dripping with it. I am soaking the carpet even as we speak, and I'm not talking about moving my hail pail either. Actually, I've gotten a lot done this week. I've got one of those proposals for there's this one anthology I was told about. I want to get in it because it's a paying one. But I'm like, this story is like, if they don't take it, I'm good with it because I'll write it up and I will publish it myself. So, and Rick Bradley, come and check out my author page on Amazon on that address there. There you can grab copies of The Nightmare Collective, Marvin's Night Out, and the award-winning Pulp Reality #1, Tales of the Weird and Strange. Yes, Pulp Reality #3 has just come out, and so get all 3 issues available on Amazon now. And I prefer the kind of tacto that is just a misspelling at Mexican restaurant menu, says Grant Lankard. Yeah, you'll have another heart attack. You eat too many of those things. I'm on the verge right now. Anyway, Rick Bradley says R&D Gaming, the show where we talk about gaming from the points of view of an old school gamer and the view of a younger gamer and see how those views differ. Come join author Rick Bradley and his son Donovan as they discuss gaming throughout the years. Acid reflux. Come ask any and all questions about the topic and let's have some fun exploring the huge world of gaming. Coming soon to the Rising Tide Network. Looking forward to that. And Nicholas Tucker, a bit of news. Speaking of Patreon will be hosting on-site videos exclusively. This means I can do Patreon-only training and armoring videos. And, that's the thing. I may be doing my how-tos on that. I am thinking of doing a YouTube series later this year, which may push back Clever Title pending, but I've already started the writing on it, talking about how to construct a book from no idea to finished product. And I'm really excited about that. And fun fact, I'm using the Marvel, Brian Rodman, BrianRodman.com, says I'm using the Marvel method for creating the Princess Warriors. My nieces and I come up with the general story, and I sit down and draw the figure, then figure out the narration and dialogue. Want to find out how that turns out? Then head to BrianRodman.com and hit that Patreon button on the homepage and see what the party is about. Definitely. And definitely check out risingtide.pub. We have a link to our Patreon page as well. And like I said, I have a second blog this week. Every blog deserves a name. And we got a little philosophical yesterday. I'm looking forward to the responses on that. There's been a lot of dying in the last few weeks, and I'm getting sick of it. I'm starting to take it as a personal insult, but somebody who never insults me is the wonderful William A. Bowe. William, glad to see you. Hi, Brian and everyone. How are you guys? I hope you and Cookie and everyone are well. We are. Had a little kerfluffle on Saturday, but other than that, and Sunday, but other than that, I am cheerful and ready to take on the world, and I am riding like no tomorrow. And John Halian, it's good to see you. Welcome to What I Do. Good morning, Archbishop Morris. As you can see, I'm wearing my ceremonial fez. How are you, sir? John, here's one of the rules here. I think I heard the mailman outside. Interesting. But anyway, check out John Halian. And he keeps sending me these wonderful things that I watch him. I never reply because I'm a terrible friend. But anyway, check out his work. He's an amazing guy. But anyway, you are allowed to put a link to your work. Okay, if you show up here and wind chill. Oh, okay, wind chill. That's better, Sarah. Because like 13 degrees below. Hell no. That is more like Willow Schuyler weather, and she's tougher than I'll ever be. And while you're at BrianRodman.com, and really you should be, check out the comics we have to offer. Metamorphosis and Angels, about a ragtag group of infinite and finite beings who race throughout time and space to rescue a bitter witch hunter from the clutches of the Dark Kingdom. It's like Lord of the Rings meets The Exorcist, but better. He didn't say that, I did. And Brian's saying, quit saying that. Anyway, and also check out the Nebulizer, a post-apocalyptic action comedy about an asthmatic and his feisty AI nebulizer suit as they fight through a post-apocalyptic world filled with allergen mutants. That is a super, super book. That is so much fun. And you definitely want to pick that up. You will enjoy it at BrianRodman.com. And Kat Rothmill, the rock and roll art goddess. Hello, magnificent, magical Morris monsters. Rock and roll art goddess here. That's her. I'm on an e-learning day today due to the chill in the air and thought I'd stop by and say hi and wish all a Happy New Year. Well, Happy New Year to you, sweetheart. It is good to see you. I hope I can catch you at a show sometime. And she says, no, I'm faster than you would imagine. Anyway, hope you have a great day, Kat. Love you, hun. And welcome back, Joe Dog, says Nick Tockard. We agree completely. And did you see today's the 30th anniversary of Image Comics? I officially feel old. That's enough out of you, Grant. You shut the hell up. Yeah, I remember the 30th anniversary. I remember a time when there were no comic shops and a time when there was no Image Comics. But Grant, you'd have loved it back then. What used to be the Wizard World in Chicago was originally called the Chicago Comic Con, and it had been around for about 20 years by this time, the time the Image folks got together. And they had a weekend that was dedicated to the original 7 members of the Image board, some of whom have moved on to other escapades. But they had in the back of the hotel in Rosemont in Illinois, way too damn close to O'Hare Airport, really. But they had a huge carnival tent in the back, and people were lining up to get the Image guys to sign their stuff. And Cookie and I spent the whole weekend not being there. We stayed inside the building, and it was kind of like our second honeymoon. We'd had, of course, the original honeymoon, if you know what I mean, married people. But then we went to, this was going to be like our official wedding gift to ourselves. And so we went to Wizard World, and we had a couple roommates told them, don't come back for a couple hours. And then when that was completed, we stayed in the regular hotel, and it was wonderful because for once the convention wasn't crowded because everybody was out seeing the Image people. So it was a lot of fun. And they had these little hand fans. You get those cardboard and balsa wood fans that you see them in the church pews all the time. at least I saw them when I was growing up. And it had the Image logo on it, the big eye. And people were drawing that, taking magic markers and redrawing it as a phallus. So you're never mind. Anyway, it was pretty amusing back then. And Comics Unlimited podcast this Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern. Ted and Glenn, not in that order, discuss Frank Miller and the Sin City series, pre-recorded. And Jen Thompson, I love you, Surface. I love you, darling. How are you? Indie Author Book Expo. And sweetheart, don't forget, I'm there in Peoria. I've got it on my agenda. I will be there, my love. Jen Thompson also has a great blog, and she also is a great writer. I just love the hell out of her, and I'm looking forward to some adventures with you, my sweet. And when you get information on West Des Moines, could you get it to me as soon as if you figure out a date? Because this year I'd like to give you priority. Okay. Anyway, just thinking about that. And Sarah, anyway, thank you for being here, Jen. That means a lot to me. I'm seeing a lot of people today I haven't talked to in ages. It makes me happy. And Sarah, my sister has COVID for the third time and is immunocompromised and can't get vaccinated. Sleeping most of the time, and younger niece is just as sick. That's part of why I'm struggling a bit this morning. I understand that, honey. Oh, man. It's, and that's the worst part. It's one thing if I'm sick, but, see other people that I care about, because I can't help them. I can't help myself most of the time. I was pretty pathetic Sunday afternoon, but I feel for you, hon. I think that's one of the worst things about this, is that we can't do anything. Not us, at least. Everything, and the forces of ignorance rally against us, keeping you and your family in our thoughts, Sarah. Me too, Sarah. I'll be dropping some prayer for you later, hon. And my sleep schedule is all out of whack, says Joe Dog McKeel. Mine too, brother. But it also means I'm wide awake during the stupid o'clock time slot now. See you there tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern. Be afraid. Be very afraid. I can't wait, Joe. You've been missed. Love you, man. And I'm looking forward to a great show tomorrow night. And Nick Tucker says, Kelly, as long as the supernatural elements further the story, Kelly Austin, this is for you. As long as the supernatural elements further the story, it is groovy. Just be careful to not let the joy of world building overwhelm the story. Good advice there, seriously. I figured out something for the Terrors, and I am going to, that's one of the reasons I may do it as a Kickstarter later this year for my launch, in that I have a whole world built up around my imaginary Raceway City, and that I've used for several of my adventures that are about to see print. The thing is, I did so much world building that if I put that into the book would be about 3 times as long and about a tenth as interesting. So I'm putting it in this special book, which I will probably update every third or fourth book, because I am planning sequels. Because this will first focus on the Terror himself, and then the next book will probably be, well, I've got 3 different books planned. One will be about the Terror himself and his origin. The other one will be about one of his friends. Garrett Daniels is his name, which if you think it sounds vaguely familiar, you're right. And then the other concept is basically a sequel to a direct sequel to the Terrors. So it'll be a lot of fun. And Joe Dog says, good night, everyone. Good night, Joe Dog. Thank you for being here, man. Love you. Enjoying IAB for a good time this year. We'll be in Peoria on June 18th, 2022. I'm there. Want to be a featured author like Brian K. Morris? Check out IABE for more. The Indie Author Book Expo. I get a lot of people saying there aren't enough book shows, good book shows. Jen put on a whale of a great show last year in Peoria. It was fun. It was well organized. It was profitable. And we hope your automobile works better this year, Jen. I love you. And I'm not going to sleep. Night, Joe Dog. And Joe Dog says, I am. He's like, screw you all. I'm back in the sack again. Joe Dog, take care, my brother. And Sarah says, silver lining, Omicron, not Delta. Both suck, but less deadly. Excellent. Yeah, I was worried I had gotten the Omicron myself. Actually, I felt bad enough that I thought for a moment I had caught the Delta. I How to put this delicately for anyone that might be eating breakfast on a rerun. It opened up the gates. It opened up the back gates. Let's say that, and anything that was in the orchard ran away. Anyway, Nick Docker. Wait, how can Disney own a historical folk hero of the Mexican independence? Um, Trademarks mostly, Nick, because they established them when they did the 1960s Zorro series with Guy Williams. Um, and I'm not sure if they I take it back. I was about to say I'm not sure they own it directly, but I think they do, but it's a different, it's like a different corporation sort of thing. But anything you see of Zorro is uh there's a distinctive logo, and if you use that, you owe Disney money. And if you use Zorro prominently, like on your title or something, you better license it from them, because we all know how Disney is. This is the company, excuse me, that took a daycare center to court because somebody had painted Donald Duck and other mouse characters inside the daycare center. So can't be too careful around those guys. And Sarah says, part of my skills is to find silver linings even in tough situations. You do a great job of it, and I appreciate when you remind me of them. And I won't do pros. Even if you pay me, I won't do it and like it. Well, it's like I've done advertising writing, and I don't like it, but I've done it for money because I'm a prostitute. But anyway, you say that now. But it's funny, Joe. The same rules of grammar and spelling and punctuation you still have to do with comic books. So Sarah says, I throw out skills in case it can help even one person. You've helped me a lot, honey. Don't let everyone tell you different. And manga predates most comic forms, says Joe D. McPhee from the Desolate Small Press Publisher. There are only a few forms that are from Europe that came before. Yeah, we're kind of almost the latecomers to the graphic literature idea. Rick Bradley from the Desolate Small Press Publisher says, please have an episode where the new school gamers can understand what is Nintendo hard. Boom, chicka, wow, wow. And Michaela J says, I have my ghostwriting project just about done, and Warriors Honor will be out soon. I'm so excited. I'm excited too. That'll be great. Maybe Skunk will do another trailer for you. I'll run it. And Brian Robin, as the masked Facebook user, or is it the AI suit responding for him? Where is Nebulizer number 2? Screams Joe D. McPhee. The question is on everyone's lips, where is Nebulizer number 2? To which Brian Robin, if he were more and more sarcastic like me, would say, I know where your Nebulizer number 2 is. Suck on it. Anyway, from Desmond Small Press Publisher, excellent. Michaela, I just finished inking a sketch for Trish Bankston in between tickets from work. Yeah, and I've been writing stuff and plotting, and kind of like moving between plotting, watching YouTube for ideas, and writing the handbook to the Terrors. I considered briefly calling it Handbook of Terrors, but I thought, oh, that might not get printed. So we're going to come up with something better. And what the hell is Realmer X? Asked Damian Waldron. Find that out and more at ruomniversal.com. It's awesome. That's what that is. And Sarah says, planning to read the beginnings of Wonder Woman anniversary book today. That's a positive. That's a good book too. You'll like it. As Joe D. McPhee vouch, yes, most are okay. I think you'll enjoy most of the stories. Yeah, there were a couple. I think my only problem was there were a couple of segments of her existence that were not covered that could have been. Because there were a couple of stories I'd have pulled out. But still, it was a good representation. I think it was better than the slightly better than the 80-year the 100-page special on her. And Sarah, even reaching multitasking limit here. Yes, 80-year deluxe edition goes through issues over the last 80 years. I mean, yeah, it's a good book. It really is worthwhile. It really is. And Facebook user says, y'all have a great day. I'm about to get ready to shove things up my nose. Hey! I didn't know you took requests. Anyway, go out there and light up this dark world with your amazing creative goodness. And thank you for all you do, Brian. Thank you, Brian. And for bringing some joy to us this morning. Hashtag bring cookie home. Hashtag laugh like Skeletor. For you, my brother, I will. I'll show you. I'll show you, He-Man. There we go. Love you, Brian. Please get well. You make me worried. And I didn't know you were 80, Sarah. No, I am. Jen Thompson says, sending Sarah all my love and good vibes to get through this. Yes, definitely. And Sarah says, I age well. And me, I just age, but I don't grow up. And from this Small Press Publisher, it doesn't cover everything, but it does cover the most popular mythos of her, Sarah. If you are new to her, it's a good start to learn history. Yeah. Yeah, and at least the her women's lib slash pantsuit slash Emma Peel period was represented there, because that was a good period for me. I enjoyed that. In fact, that's what got me back into Wonder Woman, to be honest. I hadn't read in the 60s. I'd kind of stopped reading Wonder Woman about 65, 66, about the time they were bringing back elements of the Golden Age Wonder Woman. Then it was right after she quit the Justice League in a story by Denny O'Neil and Dick Dillon, and she, because she had lost her powers, and they all said, well, if you ever get them back, you're back in the league. And then a couple years later, she got, and I remember, no, it was right after that issue, about a year or so after that issue. I was at a comic book stand, and I looked at, there was something really interesting about the Mike Sikowski cover, and I thought, I haven't really read this since forever, so I picked up a copy, and I'm like, this is good. This is really fun. So I enjoyed it, and I've been buying Wonder Woman pretty much ever since. And it's a vampiric thing, says Sarah. And when Carl mocks her with his laughter and said, if the B positive diet she had, time for me to walk away from the dad jokes. Don't walk, run. Anyway, Desk, beginning with the very first issues, introducing her in a world full of info. Yeah, and some really good essays in there too, Sarah. Don't ignore them too. You'll get a lot of information out there and a lot of good reading. And that's awesome, Joe D. Definitely, Michaela. Glad you're here. And Nick Tucker, Brian, it sounds like you were doing world building for the Terrors as a setting. We may need to talk, as that kind of project could make an amazing game setting. Nick, it's funny you should mention that. I have been listing in the handbook, and it's partly for my reference, but like eye color, hair, height, and then I have a thing like skills and allies, strengths and weaknesses, and motivation, like upholding the right, which I know I took from a gaming book somewhere. And then I'm assigning people expertise, like the criminals have expertise in like illicit business, and also the business that they run as a front. Because I've got somebody who owns a pharmaceutical warehouse that figures prominently into the story, or at least it's the MacGuffin. It's the MacGuffin that gets the terror going. And so he needs to know how to run that thing, because he's supplying wholesale pharmaceuticals to the drugstores in a 3-state area. And good morning, Cindy Cap. Mwah, glad to see you, hon. Hope you're having a great morning. And the rental car has been reserved, taking no chances this year, says Jen Thompson. I'm glad to hear that. But yeah, like I said, Jen, when you get a date for West Peoria at the mall, I would like to come back. And Sarah says, back to listening mode. Righty, well, listening now. I keep saying I'm going into listening mode and then end up chatty. Facepalm, whack. Anyway, and this show is like Lay's potato chips. You just can't stop at one comment. Yeah, that's what keeps it going. Grant Laker says, funny story about prose versus comic books. Angie had an idea for a story, and she started writing it out. I asked her, why not make it a comic book? And she said that was too much work. Thank you, Angie. Thank you. Yeah, seriously. Every medium, and I'm addressing this not just to Grant, but to everyone. This is educational here. Every format, prose or comics or screenplays or television plays or audio plays or stage plays, have their own built-in limitations. For like short stories, novellas, things like that, it's word count. For comic books, it's the fact that you have these photographs that are supposed to capture the best moment and convey the most information, while using as few words as possible to describe it and to put onto the paper to accompany it, to add nuance. Plus, there's things like creating a cliffhanger at the end of as many when you get down to the lower right-hand corner of the page, there should be like something that compels you to turn the page. Okay. And it can be subtle, or it can be, like a major dramatic moment. Also camera angles, planes of action, transitions. There are many ways to do transitions, establishing shots. With screenplays, it's time. With stage plays, it's mostly budget, and depending on who you're writing it for, you're not going to be able to do something like a Broadway show in its full splendor. It's real hard to do a community theater version of Starlight Express. By the way, I found a video yesterday we're going to be including with the new newsletter, which is coming out on the 1st of February. Please go to risingtide.pub to sign up for it. It's free. But we're going to be having, I usually have a secret link. We're going to give up the secret links and just tell what it is and see if people like that. But we found a video on what is considered the worst flop in Broadway history, at least up to that time. And it was a show that only ran 5 performances. If you want to find out what it is, subscribe to my newsletter at risingtide.pub. And this show must be slipping. No bots today. Maybe you scared them off. They fear the bot killer. You know what I'm saying? And I thought that was kind of strange. I always saw his prose as more work than comics. No, actually, in terms of the limitations, I find prose liberating. Like I said, unless it's a word count or subject matter, there are, the only rules you have are basic, keep your verb tenses straight and follow regular grammar and punctuation and spelling like they tried to teach you in high school. So, Rick Bradley, Joe D, our first episode will be about Nintendo and how Mario took over the world. Excuse me. That sounds great, Rick. I'm looking forward to that. Cindy Cap says, my dad was in a rollover wreck yesterday with some chick cut him off in traffic. His effort to dodge her caused his front tire to slide off the pavement. His Suburban tank barrel rolled 3 times into the ditch. He's okay, actually, stiff and sore muscles and a cut on his arm. The chick who caused the wreck didn't even stop. What is wrong with people? Several other cars and trucks zoomed on by. A plow driver stopped and broke the back window to get dad out, then waited with him till the EMS showed up. Oh, man. Thank goodness for that Samaritan there. And, wow, Cindy, our prayers will be going with him. I hope he's okay. Please keep us posted, okay? Because he's with you, so he's indirectly part of the family now. And irreverent holiday humor, that was not part of it. That was pretty grim. Check it out on Smashwords. And it has all the Volcana you need. And you'll have more later this year if I can manage my schedule like I have been. But anyway, please keep checking it out. And thank goodness your dad is all right, Cindy. And Simple Swords, Fighting Axes, and Big Stumpy Robots, Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockard has it in bucket loads over on Amazon, and you need some too. And I hope you're all having a wonderful morning. Well, now that you're here, Keisha Acuff, and you beautiful person, we are. Anyway, glad you're here. And Nicholas Tockard, should we bring Brian and the Terrors into the fold? I was planning to talk to Nick about that sort of thing. And I think that we'd have some common elements. I'd have to, I could see an Amazonia Terrors thing, although my story takes place about 80 years before yours. As you'll see, I'll see that you get a copy, Joe. And Vampire Nazis, well, if you need to be protected from, you need to talk to John Pica, who will sell you a copy of Nightbreak, available now on Amazon. And catch the Dastardly Dingoes podcast Tuesday nights at 7 p.m., 6 p.m. Central Time. They didn't do it last night because somebody was a sick little bunny. But anyway, they are on Tuesday nights on the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. And Nerd Culture is chatting about all the culture of nerds. That's what Ryan Permison does, and he does a great job of it, so check it out on YouTube. Carl Whitson, Brian has not been overly adult conversation-wise where his automated friend picked up on. Well, that's interesting. Could it be that when I get naughty, we get more bots? Now, I have let a couple things slip today, and we didn't get anything. That's interesting. Carl and Joe, we may have to work on that, just to test, all right? What, is it bad that I'm behaving, Carl? Is it bad? Should I not? Anyway, Small Desk Publisher have Amazons, and everyone should have an Amazon, and not just an Amazon account. Check out the work of Joe D. McPhee And also check him out Saturday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central for From the Desk from the Small Press Publisher. Always great conversation about comic books. And you can get Neurosis from Amy. I know she has an effect on people, but I've managed to get by. But anyway, no, check out our latest book, Neurosis, available on Amazon. It is terrific. And Warriors can be found there. Michaela Jade's Warriors trilogy. Please check that series out. It is good stuff. And yes, I agree with Carl. That is scary. Man, I've been in near accidents before. I think a lot of us have. And didn't have time for my life flash before my eyes, but I'm so glad he's okay, really. And it takes me a lot longer to write the comic script than a similar amount of prose. Yeah, yeah, and you're getting better. You're getting far better at it with every shot. And your first one was really good. So, Cedar Rapids Comic and Toy Convention is January 30th, 2022. QuadCon is going to have a grand time there, and so will you if you go to QuadCityCon.com. The Des Moines Comic and Toy Show invades Myrtle Hay Mall. I'll be there. You should be too. Check that out. And I may look into that myself. I understand there's still openings. And Grant Langer says it's interesting because Nita and Meredith said the same thing yesterday on their show. Oh, wow. Okay. Not remembering what I said back then. Well, that's because Nita and Meredith and I tend to think alike. It's just that I don't eat as many spicy foods on the air, and I try not to swear on the air. But anyway, Joe D licensing is a matter I handle exclusively and will be between me and licensees directly. Fair enough. But I'm thinking, if you have a system like GURPS, for instance, the generic urban role-playing game system, that could do like a crossover. That'd be a convention thing we could do. And I mean about saying sexual stuff and you get bots. Oh, okay. I was going to say, but I was trying to think, what did I say earlier that at 12 after the hour that I should be aware of now? But yeah, it hasn't been a conscious effort to be nice or not as nasty today. But and Cindy is here. It's that to show some love. Buy her books and support her comics at CKOEPP.com. Also go to Bear Publications and get the latest copy of her Animal Eye series, along with coffee cups and other swag that you will dig. And also get her book, Animal Eye. I'm looking forward to reading that soon. I really am, because I've read the comic. And Ted Davies artist for everyone, have a great day and make it great for someone. BK, thank you for all thanks for all I do, bro. Okay, good health to you all. Ted, you take care of yourself. Much love, man. And what's up, Brian? Nothing much, William. I'm glad to see you, and I saw you got funded. Way to go, my friend. Way to go. Cindy Cap says, and that's the end of my break. Wow, that wasn't hardly any time at all. Don't forget to tip your host, bring Cookie home. Go to patreon.com/Brian K. Morris for terrors and another stuff that's not quite so frightening. And then go to patreon.com, CKOEPB.com for Animal Eye sneak peeks and freelance words. Sign up for Rising Tide newsletter at risingtide.pub. And also sign up for Cindy's free newsletter, which should be, it just came out, didn't it? And that's at CKOEPP.com. It's a beautiful website. Redesigned. Both of our websites were redesigned by Damien Waldron, who you can find at ruomniversal.com. And good news, Reign of Ages is funded. I thought so. Well done. We've got 60 hours to go left in the campaign, and we're getting close to unlocking our first stretch goal. That's beautiful. Thank you, Cindy. We love you, and thank you for letting us know about your dad. We'll be saying some prayers for him. And from the desk of a small press publisher, back to me and prose. I don't have issue with writing articles for magazine and news sites. Prose to me is a different animal than most teachers have got me terrified of since high school. Well, this is the thing. I have one high school teacher who discouraged reading. Oh, yeah. And it was also the first teacher I ever swore out to. But I have another English teacher I think I owe an apology to, that she really did a better job of teaching me than I think either of us thought at the time. And I'm currently applying her lessons. But no, it's more like I said, there are limitations within each genre or each style of writing. And I'm finding that writing novels is far easier than writing a comic book. And a full-length comic book takes me about half the time to write anymore than it does a book or a short story. So anyway, William Quinton says 184 backers now, too, most I've ever had for a comic book Kickstarter. That is fantastic, William. Way to go. And boys, whenever I say bad things, I get user removed. I mean, I meant bots. Okay, I was gonna say boys. Whenever I say bad things, I get user removed. Okay. I was gonna say if you're talking about boys, we may have to have that discussion, Damien. You can't be talking about that stuff. People are sensitive about now. So are the bots. So anyway, we have had an hour and 14 minutes without any bots so far. Can this sustain? Hard telling. So anyway, that's what we've got so far, and we are now caught up with your comments. And I'm pouring the last of my coffee here. I made myself fresh pot before I came up from downstairs. So I hope everybody's got a good day planned. And we got to stay safe, people. There's a lot of forces rallied against us. And the Nevermorians have never been more needed than ever. We're the light in a dark world. Or a dork world, if you will. But anyway, no, thank you, William. Thank you for sharing your good news with us. That makes me happy. Because, you see, you do that sort of thing, and that means the next person maybe watching a show might want to try it themselves. And I think there's enough room for everybody here. So anyway, I think what we're going to do, we've got stuff, you've got stuff, and we have had fun. So before I screw things up, let's call it a day, shall we? And thank you all for being here. I do appreciate it. And actually, I think the show works better when we're an hour more than 2 hours. So anyway, let's do the attitude of gratitude. And if anybody's got any final comments, we'd love to read those on the air. If they're apropos. Anyway, but something that's always apropos is a good cover for your book. And if you want one of the best in the industry, if not the best, you want to talk to Jeffrey Hayes of Plasma Fire Graphics. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you. Check out the Plasma Fire Graphics page on Facebook, and then bop on over to plasmafiregraphics.com. Check out the other samples they have of their great work, and then ask for the rate card. It is very indie creator friendly. You'll be glad you did. And love working with Jeffrey. In fact, check out our show Friday. We're going to have some interesting news on Friday, something I've been looking forward to for a while. And just to get you back here. But it's a cool thing. But anyway, Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you, because it definitely matters to your readers. And we want to thank the Rising Tide Broadcast Network for being a part of this show and inspiring us and helping us to get our message out. We have a page on Facebook. Please give it a like and check out many of the great things that are on that page. Tomorrow morning is Comics Unlimited with Glenn B. Fleming and Ted Davies. And then at 7 p.m. will be Comic Book Spectrum with a ever-changing cast of hosts, but it's going to be a lot of fun. And then we're going to be followed by Stupid O'Clock at 9 p.m. all times Eastern with Joe Dog McKeel, who's got his sleep schedule hammered into shape, followed by Last Man Standing with Dan Hollifield. Great geeky conversation that you'll enjoy. And we'll be back on Friday morning with more Nevermind the Furthermore. Also want to thank our Patreon supporters, who, with a modest monthly stipend every month through patreon.com, we keep this show on the air, and we've got all kinds of glorious plans as far as publishing go this year that we think you're going to be excited by. And it's thanks to these guys and gals that we can do it. And if you want to see your name on this card, take a look at www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris and find out what we give you in terms of rewarding your support, for which we are supremely grateful. And then the last comments here. Let's see. Well said. This is my 15th successful crowdfunding campaign since I started in 2017. Well, congratulations, William. And I look forward to many, many more. You're doing great, man. And thank you for being you. Love you to the abyss and back, Love you to the abyss and back, too, Sarah. And thank you for all you are, too. Love you, hon. And thank you, Carl Witzman. Thank you for protecting us, too. Carl Witzman, check him out on The Cigar Show with Ted Davies eventually. Love you, Brian. Love you, too, Grant, man. You take care of yourself, my brother. And the A-Light and a Dork World, a t-shirt coming soon from Rising Tide Industries. Great show. Thank you, Damien. Love you, man. Hope you're doing well, and have a great day. You too, Grant. And as always, a great show. Well, thank you for helping make it that way, William. And continued success. And check out his Rain book and give it some love, would you please? And great show indeed. A wonderful distraction from happenings. That's what we're here for, Sarah. If nothing else, you tune in to me and hear how badly I'm faring in today's world and feel better about yourself. But anyway, sweetheart, stay warm. We'll be talking to you later. And Kat Rothelmel, you made my morning being here, sweetie. Mwah. The art goddess lives. I love her. Stay safe, healthy, and keep on keeping on. You too, sweetheart. All right, expect big things from you this year. You got that? And we've almost got 1 month out of 12 done already. And now is the time to start really ramping up your plans. I was watching a video from a friend of mine in the publishing industry this morning that is good news. Recent survey said that 30% of the American public identify as being readers. That's up 5%. All right. Previously, it had been around 25%, which is scary, but it's on the uptick. Right now, people, it's just like spring 2020. Now's the time to get creative, to get busy, get your asses into that chair, not just out of it, but into that chair. Put your hands on the keyboard, get your hands on your drawing tablet, get a pen and paper in your hand and create something, okay? This is the time to be doing it. And with things going the way they are in the world, we are needed more than ever. We have a holy chore in front of us to get entertainment out there, to share information. And there's never been a better time. There will never be another good time. There'll never be a perfect time. So you might as well do it now and get it out of the way. That's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be writing some stuff. We're going to be spreading the rising tide word and just making us a better world in our own way. And you can do that too. Don't let anybody say you can't. And if anything, do it to shut them up. That's the way to do it. End of rant. And anyone with and this has been your editorial for the day, anyone with a differing opinion can suck. Okay? Anyway, as they say in wrestling. But anyway, folks, thank you for being here, sincerely. Some great faces I haven't talked to in a long time, and some new faces, and you guys make this morning show a joy to do. And so let's put a little love there. Anyway, thank you. Let's crowd up the scene a little before we go. But anyway, folks, thank you very much for being here, each and every one of you. Appreciate and love you all. And we hope you have a fantastic Wednesday. Don't forget, today is Hump Day. So don't forget to share it with someone you love. And now come the bots. Is that a bot? I just got noticed for 2 things. No bots. Yay. And preach. Definitely high fives, right? And that was inspiring. I feel it today, Sarah. I feel it. And I've got some hashtags fueled by spite. I'm ready. I'm filled with caffeine and spite. We're ready to make this a better world with our heart. And so everyone, thank you again for being here. Love you, Sarah. Love everyone here. And let's see, I think we got everybody thanked. And so all that remains is to tell you to stay smart, stay safe, wash your hands, and never apologize for being awesome. Go forth today and be awesome and share that with somebody else, all right? Have a fantastic Wednesday, and we'll see you tomorrow night on Comic Book Spectrum and Friday morning on a brand new live Never Mind the Furthermore. Have a great day, everyone. Hashtag Hump Day.
Thank you for watching Never Mind the Furthermore, a Rising Tide Broadcast Network production. If you enjoyed any part of this show, please give it a like or a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and consider becoming one of our Patreon supporters. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time on Never Mind the Furthermore.
Hi, I am Joe D. McPhee. I am the host of From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher, and I want to cordially invite you to watch our show, Saturdays at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. On our show, we will have different guests as well as talk about the comic book industry and pop culture. And every so often, I might actually do a drawing session or a 3D rendering session every here and there. So once again, I want to invite you to watch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher right here on the broadcast channel that you're looking at, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Hope to see you there, and make certain that you catch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks.
Southwest of Chicago, there is a small, secluded cemetery known as Bachelors Grove, and it is one of the most haunted places in the United States. Author Brian K. Morris brings you a collection of writings that will help you navigate this ghostly graveyard, if you dare. The Haunting Scripts of Bachelors Grove is available now on Amazon.com. Get your copy today.
Author Cindy Kep is writing on the edge. Books include Remnant in the Stars, The Loudest Actions, Lines of Succession, Mindstorm, Condemned Courier, the Yerushalayim series, and Animal Eye. Find author Cindy Kep at CKOEPP.com today.
Hey, yo, Pops here. Are you looking to be on Monday Madness? Is Monday no good? You need a special edition? Are you looking to be on the first timer spotlight on for you new guys? Launch parties, countdowns, CromCon Monthly. We got it all right here at the Madness Comic Network, providing online promotional services for the indie comic community and proud sponsor of
Comic Books for Kids provides comic books to kids in hospitals and cancer centers across the U.S. It's a place where we can all work together to make sure every child has a comic book. 100% of all proceeds go towards the kids. It's about making a difference, and while they're in the hospital, allowing them to fly like a superhero, battle dragons, or rescue teddy bears. We are in every state in the country and now support over 160 hospitals. Every month, we add more.
Visit cb4k.org.
Secrets, trust, worth. The bond between souls intertwined within otherworldly intrigue. Michaela Jade brings forth the Elite Warrior series, a collection of dark fantasy romance novels set in a twisted world where power lusts in the hearts of men and devotion seduces the souls of women. Warrior's Secret, Warrior's Trust, and Warrior's Worth. Available now at authormichaelajade.com.
Choose high-flying action. Choose death-defying escapes. Choose spine-tingling thrills. Choose nail-biting intrigue. Now's your chance to choose the adventure. The Captain Hawkland Adventures. Available on Amazon.com. From author Brian K. Morris comes a tale of irreverent holiday horror, told with much inappropriate humor. Dr. Victor Frankenstein creates the spirit of giving himself. Ho, ho, ho! Santastine, or the post-holiday Prometheus. Available at Amazon.com. Get your copy today.